Hi, my name is Noah, and I will be reading about ancient Egypt. Meet the experts. In Egypt, all the geologists have a passion for uncovering the past, not only to discover artifacts, treasures, and monuments, but also to reveal the human stories behind their finds. They strive to understand an ancient civilization. Expert archaeologist profile. Name Mark Leaner. Works Cairo, Egypt. Home country US. Mark Leaner has been fascinated to ancient Egypt since he first came to Cairo as a student in 1973. As an archaeologist, someone who studies ancient cultures by excavating the sites where people live, he has been involved in many digs. As director of AERA, Ancient Egypt Research Associates, he organizes an international team of archaeologists and specialists at the site of ancient pyramid settlement on the Giza Plateau. In 19 in the 1980s, Mark created the first accurate maps of the Sphinx at Giza. He teamed up with Doctor Zahi as Zahi Hadid, head of Egypt's maps of Sphinx at Giza. He teamed up with Doctor Zahi Hadid, head of Egyptian Supreme Council of Antiquities. So we look for the lost city where the workers live. We want to find out about the lives of the people who built the pyramids. On the side, uh, the tool with his tray, a trowel in hand. Mark takes stock in inside walls of ancient dwelling uncovered at the site of the Giza settlement. The pyramid builders. Experts have worked out that the Egyptians built the pyramids at temples at Giza over a period of 85 years during the Old Kingdom. These monuments have revealed much about the pharaohs and the gods they honor, but little about those ordinary Egyptians who toiled in the hot sun, constructed them until now. Uncovering the lost city, Mark and his team found the ancient settlement at the foot of Giza Plateau, the royal burial ground of the Old Kingdom. Little by little, they uncover evidence of the lives of the massive workforce needed to construct such impressive monuments. Mediterranean Sea, Cairo, Giza, Egypt, Red Sea, Saudi Arabia. Old meets new. The city of Cairo sprawls up to the pyramids of Giza in the northeast uh, Egypt, Africa. Meet the experts. History in stone. I started the Giza Plateau mapping project in 1988, working on the Sphinx original, carved from natural bedrock. The Sphinx body is made up of series of layers of rock that are eternally soft, hard, soft, hard. The bedrock at the bottom is really brittle. The Sphinx is not as it was built ordinary built. The limestone it is made from was crumbled. The monument has been repaired by workmen many times. From soon after the pyramids were built thousands of years ago. View of pyramids from Cairo. View of inside Sphinx Temple. Reach up to the present day just as a horse is patched up and repaired over the years. By mapping the bedrock, we can identify the different layers and work out what's originally and what was added later. investigating the past. Your interest turned into a temple to the right of the Sphinx. Each of the three great pyramids had a long causeway with temples on each side of the end. The Sphinx and the Sphinx temple on one side of the Kairos causeway. The Valley temple is on the other. Next Sphinx, both temples have been buried under sand over the years. Looking at the geology of the site, we noticed that the same layers of rock were used for building the Sphinx and its temple, so these seem uh looking at the investigating into the past. Our interest turning to a temple to the right of the Sphinx. Each of the three great pyramids have a long causeway with temples on each side of the end. The Sphinx and the Sphinx temple are on the side of Kairos causeway. The Valley temple is on the other side, on the other. Like the Sphinx, both temples have been buried under sand over the years. Looking at the geology of the site, we noticed that the same layers of rock were used for building the Sphinx and its temple, so these seem to have been built at the same time, whereas the Valley temple is older. Ancient building site. By studying the geology of the site, we also identified the quarries where the stone was. Measuring at the Sphinx, a head of a king on the body of a lion. The Sphinx stands on guard at the end of the causeway of Kairos Pyramid, the second largest of the three great pyramids at Giza. AERA researchers use a process called photogrammetry, which combines stereoscopic photography with measurements to create a 3D digital model of the Sphinx. Taken for building the pyramids of Giza, the limestone blocks on the main structures were taken from the quarries on the plateau. The more attractive stone for the outer casing came from the other quarries at the Sahara across the Nile River. Each block of granite came from uh Asin 1, 5 miles, 8 kilometers to the south, and were brought up by the Nile by boat. Hundreds and hundreds of tons of the stone were used. It took a huge workforce to transfer these materials and build these structures. The mystery to me was where had all these people lived? They have they have to be fed. So where had to be the cooking facilities? They have they have water, they have they had to have the water brought in. They had to sleep somewhere. Looking for the lost city. Where do you find a lost city? The landscape gave me some clues, indicating where we should look. Running through the plateau is a valley. The area north of the mound of the valley looked like a good place for a town. We had a couple of proposed. Oh my god, sorry. We had a couple of proposed sites. One revealed Gibert's, but wasn't right. So we widened the area. Then we found it just south of the pyramids at the base of a sandy slope. We found some walls and pottery. We excavated at 16 feet, 5 meters square area, and began to uncover the kind of evidence we were after to support our theory. Sentiment archaeology. Our project is different from traditional things that uncover tombs, temples, and monuments. We are looking for the footprints of for civilization layout of valleys a hamlet, or town. We're not looking for nice objects to put on show, but for objects that can give me clues to the way the ordinary Egyptians, the pyramid builders lived. Things like animal bones to find out what animals were there and what the builders were eating. From studying building materials, tools, and techniques, Egyptologists estimated that around uh, uh, 20,000 people built the pyramids. So, where were their houses? How were they organized to achieve such building feats? Digging process. We need to identify the stratigraphy, the order in which the different parts of the site were created by nature and built on. This is done by studying the layers of building materials and occupation. We uncover the city layer by layer in reverse order from top to bottom. The digger gets deeper. Our team uncovered an area size of 8 football fields and that until recently had been covered in deep layers of sand, deposited during the Old Kingdom. Concrete evidence. Our work involved sifting through layers and layers of sand. It was hot and hard work. We could really identify with those ancient pyramid builders who toiled under the sun 4,500 years ago. It's not just the artifacts themselves that we prize. The information they reveal about the place where they uncovered is so fascinating. Finding a bakery with its huge vats and bread pots for producing huge loaves was an exciting moment because though that bread was made on a massive scale to feed many mouths, we just had to find we just had to find the workers' homes, clearing years of debris. Generally, an archaeology takes up 2 to 3 months in a season. For every month an archaeologist spends in a field, there are 3 months of research looking at the finds. But in 1999, we embarked on 3 years of intense work on archaeological marathon. We mapped out a ground plan and evacuated as much as possible quickly uh, so uh, so we mapped out so as much as possible we could because the area was endangered by land use. Modern Cairo extends to the foot of Giza Plateau. For 3 years, we cleared the modern depths and waste were to uncover the site of a lost city. Edges on the area have already been built on. One part can be evacuated because it lies on the soccer field. Well, guys, it's like what you see. I open Roblox here and I have werewolf class and I have, well, it's not loading. But also have the demoralizationist class and the new president class. I'm clicking out and I have a lot of uh, like 33, 34 bonds. So I might give away to some subscribers to my channel. Uh, well, if we reach this video to 5K likes, I'll give my account. Okay. Now let's get on with the reading. That might have been due to a climate shift, a reduction in rainfall and drying to current levels of aridity and wind pouring the site with sand as it blew in off the western desert, causing the site to erode down to waist or ankle level. We will stop here. Goodbye.